Trump and Xi's Busan breakthrough. In a striking display of diplomacy and political theater, Donald Trump and Xi Jinping shook hands in Busan, South Korea, turning what many feared would be another tense confrontation into a cautiously optimistic turning point in U.S.-China relations. The moment, rich with symbolism, hinted at the possibility of a new era of cooperation, even as the world watched with measured skepticism. Held on October 30th, 2025 during the APEC summit, the Trump-Xi meeting marked their first face-to-face encounter in 6 years. For nearly 2 hours, the two leaders engaged in what officials described as strategic and forward-looking talks, addressing trade, technology, and geopolitical tensions. Emerging from the talks, Trump declared a series of headline-grabbing decisions. U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports would be cut from around 57% to 47%, marking the first major tariff rollback since the trade war began under his earlier administration. Just as significant was the announcement that the two nations had reached a one-year agreement to end China's export controls on rare earth elements, a move Trump dubbed the end of the rare earths roadblock. The deal extends beyond metals and minerals. China agreed to resume large-scale purchases of U.S. soybeans and pledged closer cooperation to curb the export of fentanyl-related chemicals that have fueled a deadly opioid crisis in the United States. Trump also confirmed
we reduced it by the fentanyl because I believe they are really taking strong action. We've already seen the action on fentanyl, and they're taking very strong action. So we reduced to 10%.
Portraying it as a win-win for both nations. While the discussion reportedly touched on global security and economic stability, neither side publicly mentioned Taiwan, a telling omission that underscored the delicacy of the issue. The implications of this summit are vast. For years, the U.S.-China relationship has been defined by escalating tariffs, technology restrictions, and mistrust. Rare earth elements, critical for electric vehicles, renewable energy, and defense technologies, have been at the center of the standoff. By agreeing to temporarily lift export restrictions, Beijing signaled a willingness to stabilize global supply chains. Meanwhile, Washington's tariff hostilities if political or economic gains falter. The world's two largest economies have set the stage for a temporary reprieve, but the true test lies ahead, whether they can transform symbolic gestures into structural stability. In choosing negotiation over confrontation, Trump and Xi may have bought the world a year of breathing room. But in the high-stakes chessboard of global power, their handshake in Busan marks not an end, but the beginning of a new and uncertain chapter. The coming months will reveal whether this fragile peace can endure the weight of unresolved ambitions and competing visions for the future.